Drove up to Stratford from London. Nice day. Stratford is a beautiful little town on the River Avon in the Midlands, and a great place to visit. Plenty of shops, plenty of nice restaurants and coffee houses, and the medieval buildings certainly give it a very nice atmosphere. The house where Shakespeare was born is very prominent on the High Street, and many of the buildings from that time still stand. There are a number of interesting places to see, so the first stop for us was Anne Hathaway's cottage, Anne Hathaway being Shakespeare's wife. The Tudor-style house, with its thatched roof, is in superb condition, even after nearly 500 years. The garden is a pleasure to behold, and is the epitome of an English country garden. And to visit on a beautiful summer's day makes it even more worthwhile. As we go inside the house, we get even more insights into medieval life in rural England. Even the bench by the fireside, where Shakespeare courted Anne Hathaway, can be seen. Great care has been taken to show life in Shakespeare's day, and the kitchen and bedrooms have been restored to give a glimpse of medieval England. One can imagine what life was like in those times, and the guides here help the imagination by reeling off stories and insights that really make a visit worthwhile. Their anecdotes of life at that time are both fascinating and amusing. Their words tended to bring the whole place to life, to take us back, as it were, into history, painting a picture of bygone days and an insight into the difficulties they faced every day. And for a few minutes, I felt I'd been transported by time machine to the 16th century. Afterwards, a visit to the garden gives the chance to soak in the atmosphere, colorful flowers, and sights that again transport us back in time. I love to imagine what happened in places like this in times past. From there we visited Mary Arden's farm. The advertising blurb states rather succinctly, "Step back in time for all the sights, smells, and sounds of a real Tudor farm." This is where Shakespeare's mother, Mary Arden, grew up. And yes, their advertising is spot on in every way. It can be a hands-on, feet-dancing, mouth-watering experience that affords one the opportunity to see, smell, and even hear a little of Tudor England. The staff even wear Tudor garb and go about their tasks for visitors to see.
More impressive in the winter.
Following in the footsteps of Robin Hood, we tried the archery. Amy a crack shot. Pow! Bullseye. Nate also doing great. Some pretty good shots there. Then a drink, while observing the country dancing. Visitors are invited to join in. And I have to say that again I give this place 10 out of 10 as a historic attraction. Try your hand at Tudor games such as quoits, loggets, but the frog flinging stopped due to complaints about animal cruelty. They are, however, available in the restaurant, though I think the frogs preferred flying to frying. Shakespeare doth influence me already. We then visited the river Avon, the Royal Shakespeare Theatre on its bank, and the Barges on the Canal, built 100 years after Shakespeare. Time to enjoy the scenery and have fun in the park. Hamlet not amused. Shakespeare perplexed. Falstaff bewildered as the narrow boats make their way through the lock from the canal to the river. The Stratford-on-Avon Canal was begun in 1793, so it's also quite a historic feature of the town. The diesel-powered narrowboats having replaced the horse-drawn barges in the early 1900s. It's 25 miles long and joins the Grand Union Canal, connecting it to the Great Canal network of England. Certainly a picturesque town, the river a great attraction, but the town itself offering many historic places of interest. Shakespeare died on his 52nd birthday on the 23rd of April 1616 with a fever which was said at the time to have been the result of a merry meeting with his fellow poets Ben Jonson and Michael Drayton, at which they all drank too much. John Harvard was born here in 1607 and later emigrated to America and founded Harvard University. His family home now houses the Museum of British Pewter. As one walks around the town, there is definitely a consciousness of history, not least inspired by the numerous medieval buildings. This sunny interlude in the heart of England was certainly enjoyable.